What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Monday, April 25th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all very much. I hope you had a great weekend. Let's dive into Monday's horoscope. I believe it's this button. Sure is. Using OBS today instead of live stream studio. Not important, though. What is important is that the sun is at 5 degrees of Taurus, very mentally stimulated day, especially with Mercury now on the opposite side of this north node. So we're getting this look on the other side. We haven't had anything over here in a very long time. We're starting to see into the future here, but it's also kind of going back into the past. And I say that because there's so much Pisces. We haven't seen this much Pisces in the chart since 2014. And even going back into that space, like Saturn was in Scorpio, we're seeing the South Node in Scorpio, and Saturn, of course, is squaring that space in Aquarius. And even with Pisces energy and having the moon here, like there is this kind of like going back into the past. So in some ways, today could be a very like mentally stimulated day about going back into the past and seeing where you were 8 years ago and being like, wow, are these themes coming up again in my life? And am I getting a clear look and almost a linear, like this is the very clear, very understood, very direct about what can make life better, or am I going back into that? So I know that's kind of crazy, but we're starting to see that because the moon's now in Pisces, Juno's even there, but Mars, Venus, Neptune, and Jupiter, and really we're seeing Neptune at the midpoint of Venus and Jupiter exact today, with Mercury also in sextile to all this energy from Taurus, and also the moon, of course, sextile the sun in Taurus. So there's definitely I think there's really positive energy here about the empathy for yourself and others, the compassion for self and others, about moving forward. Saturn's trying to get us to boss up here and move forward. I think we're going to feel everything. It's going to be very clear where we need to kind of focus our energy, but at the same time, there's nothing that's clear. So it's like, it's so clear, but it's not clear. And I know that sounds cryptic as hell, but such is life. As we're getting ready for eclipse season, and I think we can all feel intuitively, especially the intuitives out there, that we're on the brink of something big in physical reality, but also we're also looking out at this physical reality thinking, well, this feels intoxicating. Everything seems kind of nice and laid back, but there's like a chaos brewing. And maybe we feel that today, but there's also this sense of just feeling secure with your intuition, feeling grounded in your sense of connection to the universe, in your connection with God, with spirit, all these different like very Pisces energies that can be very magical. But remember, North Node in Taurus, Mercury here on the other side. Mercury is actually going to enter shadow period today as well to finish off the day. Mercury goes to shadow at 26 degrees Taurus, where it will retrograde back to. So Pluto's going retrograde this week, and Mercury entered shadow. So we're at it's very interesting out here astrologically. I'm looking forward to the weekly, which I'll do later today with you guys live. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about, but today is definitely more about looking at where you've been, having that compassion for where you are now, and then getting out of cycles to create something better for yourself, to feel more secure in the infinite possibilities of life. And this goes on outside, this goes on in your environment, this goes on in your personal life. Moon's going to meet with Mars today. It's like testy in some way. Like this is kind of like we're in like a spiritual test the next 2 days, to be quite honest with you. It's definitely like getting back to what makes you feel good and not overextending or connecting to energy that doesn't make you feel good anymore. And this is where we have to make these big decisions in our life and kind of like step up. And this is where dreams can happen. This is where miracles can happen. We do live in those times, but again, these are miracles that you have to create for yourself, that you have to like make tangible in your life. And if you can do that, I think that there's a lot of positivity and a lot of like creative insight that really comes up today. And I think that we can feel in so much bliss if we're looking at what we can achieve. And Mercury's even starting to work on that trine over to Pluto, and Jupiter is working on the sextile to Pluto. And just having Jupiter sextile Pluto is a big checkpoint on the last 2 years of your life, because 2 years ago in 2020, Jupiter started this new Jupiter-Pluto cycle in Capricorn, and this is the first major aspect we're getting since that. So with all that's coming up, it's like we've all made these big leaps and bounds in our life, especially over the last 8 years, but especially in the last 2.5, really like 2 years, but more than that a little bit for people. I would say 2019 to here, 3. And if you trusted your guidance, and if you kept following this bigger picture pull, but maybe not having all the answers, but knowing that you felt right, and this is like a test to see if you're secure within your own intuition, your fabric of your creative ability as a creator, as a person, a human in this physical realm, and to use that ability and to not forget your magic. Because I think magic's very apparent right now, but there's also, we can definitely be slipping into anxiety. So much can be coming up. I mean, it's almost spiritual purge with Moon on Mars, and it's like a deep one, and it's kind of cutting to the core. And we have to be spiritual warriors in essence here for where we're going without slipping back. Because that's the big thing here with Saturn square the nodes is, we got to make big decisions to connect to better things in our life. And if we're not stepping up for that, it's a slippery slope with all the Pisces energy and that North Node, which of course Venus is the dispositor of the North Node, and it's sextile the North Node, and it's trine the South Node, which is disposited by Mars and Pluto. These are big spiritual tests about where you're committing yourself at the deepest of levels, and if you're willing to be stubborn for something better and understand that you have that power and you can make that choice and that commitment, and you can really realize that there's a lot that you can do right now, especially creatively, but there's a lot of things that you can do in your life that are going to slip you backwards into cycles you don't want to be in. And I think the more we can not get stuck in our subconscious but be aware of it, we can really start to slip into a new pond here, a new ocean, if you will. But we have to be conscious of these things, and like there's something about today that wants us to pay attention. There'll be plenty of signs, but you got to bring this magic into life for yourself, and I think you'll feel very good if you do. There's I think we can almost all feel like there's an urgency brewing. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm picking up on that, but there's an urgency to take the next step in your own evolution, and today could be a good day where that gets triggered in a positive way, like an, oh yeah, duh. And even if it's a harsh way, it's like having that compassion to let things slide off that they're not important. They don't need to be connected to. Let them slip away so that really amazing things you can grab onto can be created, and you can find the abundance in that. And we'll see what the card is for today. Sending you all my best, as always. I got a good weekly for you later today. There's a lot. Oh my God. These next 3 weeks are just like... I got to put more astrological warnings out, and it's like not like fun messages really to give, I'll be quite honest with you. But I wouldn't say it's bad either. I don't know if it's not that there's a good or bad. It's just like, holy shit. It's a lot. So we'll cover that more in the live later. Judgment reversed. This is definitely not a time to judge yourself. This is not a time to judge others. This is definitely a time of responsibility, but it's taking responsibility for where you feel like God has been leading you and owning up to that 100% and not ignoring it. If you're just going to ignore the signs from the universe today about where you really need to get into the fabric of what that can be and let go of the fabric that it's run its course, you want to go there big time. Death card reverse. We can't just say fuck it to everything. There's legitimate things we have to kind of realize that need to be put to rest. It can feel really good. There's something intoxicating with all the Pisces energy too. It can feel really good, but it can also feel like, no way am I going to let go of that. No way. Till the death. Those are heavy cards to get. Two of Wands upright. This is nice. There's positivity out there, and I think we can see that if we look out, there's a lot of direction. There's different paths that can be taken right now. Some are going to be more creative than others. Some are going to be more loving. Some are going to be more exciting. And you want to go towards the stuff that lights you up right now. This is like that spiritual test. Are you ready to take life and create it and mold it and choose? So I feel like we have to choose here. And with these two cards, it's like there's just so many things that we don't want to pay attention to from the universe that are like there's certain things we got to say fuck it to, and there's certain things that we got to pay attention to. And that's the spiritual test. Can you spiritually discern parts of your life today that are not going to your heaven on earth, whatever that is to you? I don't think there's a right or wrong way to go about this, but you have to discern that for yourself and not be afraid to let something slip away, but also to not just let the good things slip away either. So, wishing you all the best, and I will catch you later, and I'll also see you for Tuesday's horoscope. Mañana, much love. Peace.